Because A, nobody comes to church today, so I don't even know what you guys are doing here. Everybody knows that this is like, nobody comes today. And also, as some of you know, Christmas Eve, I had pink eye because I've had some cold thing. Good news, I'm not contagious. It's not that. It's just that lingering, So I'm kind of on weird concoction of drugs and stuff. All of them illegal. It's Missouri, everything's legal now. But it could be interesting. And so today is one of those days that I think we kind of need to examine, though, especially because today is also January 1st, which is New Year's. And yeah, in the church calendar, New Year's was Advent 1. So in the church calendar, we start our new year on Advent. So, but then in our secular world, we start New Year's today. And then if you're a fiscal person, we start it in June or something. I don't even know. I can't keep, what? When? July? July. See, I'm married. I'm the daughter of a finance guy and the wife of a finance guy. I don't do the finance stuff myself. I swipe the card and I hope it works. So that's confusing. And then we always talk about, what are your New Year's resolutions and all that stuff. But then in the church calendar, at Lent, we start talking about how to be better, right? So there's all sorts of all these confusing messages being thrown at us today. And again, nobody expected anyone to be here today. So I don't know what you all are doing here today. I guess your New Year's Eve was as exciting as mine, which was I was in bed by 8. Or it was really exciting and you're really hoping the wine is good. Little hair on the dog. So let's talk about all those different things that are going on, because I think the most important line that we're going to get from our gospel today is that Mary pondered all these things in her heart. So while all this crazy wildness is going on around her, and can we agree that this is all wild and crazy for Mary, right? And I love that we do the Magnificat today. So Magnificat is the Song of Mary, and it's this beautiful image of her kind of reclaiming the theology and the power of what she's doing and how she sees that in the scheme of history. She is not a weak and obedient woman by any stretch of the imagination. But so all of these things are going on around her. Much like in our world, all these things are happening around us all the time, right? Anyone else still feeling kind of like you got hit by a bus from Christmas? Yes. Yes. And then you've got New Year's, and my mom made the really unfortunate question to ask of me the other day, and she said, well, does it start to slow down now that Christmas is over? And I said, no, the bishop is coming on the 15th. And then we have our annual meeting, and then it will be time for Lent, and then it will be time for Easter, and then I go on sabbatical. So no, it doesn't slow down. Oh, and also I go back to work on Tuesday. The kids come back on Wednesday. So I'm not the only person who feels in this hurricane of madness, right? There's just a lot in our world. There's a whole lot. And it's not always necessarily bad or good or whatever. There's just a lot. And so I think Mary is a model for us. How do we do this? Because no matter what you and I are going through, it is not as chaotic as what she's going through. I promise you. Whatever's going on in your world, Mary got you beat. And yet, here she is, the eye of the hurricane. She's calm. She's at peace. How does she do that? How does she do that? Because that's what you and I have to learn. Because it's never going to get easier. It's never going to calm down. It isn't until you die. And then in theory, I think it gets calmer. I'm not 100% certain. It depends on, whose afterlife you're following here. But in theory, it gets calmer. But up until then, it's not getting calmer. It's not. There is no calm except the calm that is within. And that is what you and I are called to seek, the calm that is within, the peace that is within. And that's what Mary offers to us. Not this idea that some sort of external force is going to be easier someday, or happier, or better, or whatever it is that we think some external force is somehow someday going to be. It is us. It has always been us. And Mary offers that to us today. So this Sunday, when you're like, wait, am I supposed to stop Christmas? But no, because Meg yells at me all the time. She says there's 12 days of Christmas and they don't start until Christmas Day. So I don't want to tell her I took her Christmas tree down. Don't worry, I took my Christmas tree down too. So I ain't here to judge anybody no how, okay? We're all just trying to live in this world. And so there's all this different stuff, right? Well, am I supposed to be better for New Year's or am I not? Because now we've got all these different messages, right? Well, you shouldn't give up anything for New Year's anymore. Now we're supposed to be all about self-care. But we don't even know what self-care looks like anymore, do we? We don't know if it's bubble baths and nice cars or if it's like boundaries where you kick out the toxic people in your family, but oh, isn't that terrible too because family is everything. Well, sweet baby Jesus, we're all in trouble. I'm going to tell you right now, you're doing it wrong. I'm going to tell you right now, if we ever think that some external force is going to be better, we're doing it wrong. Because it was never about what's out there. It was always about what was in here. Because in here with God, we can find peace. And that is what Mary offers us today. To ponder, to take a break. Because I'm going to tell you, the chaos is still going to be there. It's not going to get worse or better if you take a break. All right? It's still going to be there. It will always be there. Take a break. Because God is in that break. And when you stop in the midst of all of that, it makes all the crazy stuff that much easier to manage. Because you'll realize that that stuff was just stuff. That here is what really mattered. And when here is okay, you can manage all that other stuff. Because guess what? The shepherds are going to get home, but the kings are going to show up. And someone's going to have some brilliant idea to send a little kid with a drum. Who thought that was a good idea? Who here has had a small child? Have you ever had a baby before? And you literally spend all your life trying to get that baby to go to sleep. And somebody's like, drum solo. That's what that young mom needs right there. Drum solo. So somebody's going to show up. And the kings are going to show up. And then somebody's going to come and try and kill that baby, and you're going to go fleeing into Egypt. And then you're going to lose the little kid for a little while. Oh my gosh, if you ever think that you're a bad parent, Mary and Joseph forgot Jesus for 3 days. Whatever it is, you're okay. It's not going to get easier. It will never get easier. It won't. You want to know why? It probably shouldn't. Because where would the adventure be if it were easier? Do you really want it to be easier? No. That would be... Okay. Somebody said what we were all thinking. But I want us to... hairball. Hairball. I want us to ponder today. I want us to take some time to just ponder it and find that peace. Because in the midst of all of this chaos, that's what Mary does. She doesn't try and fix the chaos. She says the chaos will always be the chaos. She's called by God into chaos. it will always be chaos. Stop trying to fix the chaos. Start trying to fix yourself. That stuff in here, that relationship with God, that's what matters here. And so today, I ask you to take some time to do that. And I don't know what that looks like for you. I really don't. I don't know if it looks like reading a book for a little while. I don't know if it looks like reading the paper, because the New York Times is like this thick on Sunday. Don't even think I don't know that you'd rather be doing that on a Sunday morning. I don't know if it's drinking an extra cup of coffee. I don't know if it's spending time with your significant other. I don't know if it's walking your dog because, for 5 minutes, it's nice weather in Missouri. Don't waste it. It will change. I don't know what that looks like for you. But I beg of you, take it. Take that time. Ponder. God is doing new things, even in us. And because there's no music today, and because I have such a beautiful
We want
voice,
you to know that you're welcome
Ponder
to join
and
us
know
at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
Can we admire the pink flamingos? Have I ever told you guys my obsession with pink flamingos?